So we're done with sales invoices. So we can do a batch create for sales invoices too. So let's do a batch create now. So let's go to our data, and we have some example data here that is sales invoices. All right, now I just want to quickly check here. So invoice number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so the principle remains the same. We'll start again since we've already created 2 invoices. We'll say batch update because we want to understand this invoice layout. In this case, I'll just select both records and do a batch update. Copy, and then I'll paste it here in Google Sheets again. Now, this is where we'll have another session, an advanced session, to bring in more than one line for the same invoice. So for this example, I just want to take a bit of a shortcut to make the demonstration quicker. But the idea would be in the next round that we put those 2 lines on one invoice. It's the same customer and the same fee, and these 2 lines, and then this one has 3 lines, and that one again, each has only 1 line. So in this case, I know we already have invoice numbers 250001 and 2. Okay, let's delete rows 2 to 5. I'm going to say this will be 2025003, and this will be 2025004. And then we just give them new reference numbers like so. So we want to put that column there. Then we need a date, and that will be issue date. Then we need a customer name. Now, what we're going to do here is, I just want to quickly demonstrate that. Because we have codes, we can take a shortcut and not have to use the name. So we're going to say these first 3 will go to Innovate Corp. Let's just look at our customer list again. So, Innovate Corp. Just add its code, so we can see it here. Is code number 100. Then Techstar Adventures. Techstar Adventures is 103, and Global Systems must be 104. So understand at this stage the importance of the data. If you're going to fetch the data, you usually need to create your customer record, and then afterwards, you need to create invoices to pull those customers into the system. The simplest way to maintain the relationship between the invoices or credit notes and the customer record is to do it with the code. So if you're going to extract the data, you must also extract the customer codes on the invoices so that it goes to the right customer when you import it. So this column's description just needs to be description. So in this case, we don't have a line item description in the data, or we don't have one in the heading. That's fine. So we have software and support, consulting and travel. So let's just insert my column to the left. And for the purpose of this one, we'll just put it there. So let's just check. We've put in our reference. Issue date, we have customer code. The due date is there. Then we also need a document description. We've now used the first description, but then for the line description, we must use lines.1.description. And it doesn't matter if it's the first one or the second one. It doesn't matter the order in which you put it. The system will interpret it correctly, as long as we just have our heading straight. Due date, line description, item code. In this case, we didn't put in items, we put in quantity. That will be that one. And then further, we'll also need the unit price. And we'll say the tax code to put in the VAT. And here we'll need to use a bit of the data too, because VAT 15% tax code has a specific structure. So now we'll just say our tax code here must all be 15%. And we just check what other information there is that we need. Further, when we do the advanced session, then we'll go into more detail here. But you can now see just purely from the layout here, the fields that go up to here are the document level fields. And then after that, line 1's fields come next to it, up to here. And then it starts again with the same fields but for line 2. And all those other fields are not needed now for our import. So we can just go back to our data. We want a reference number. The date is important. Which customer it is. The due date can remain default. Then we have a document description in this column. We've also put a line description here. This column won't be used. We have quantities here, the unit price, the tax code. This column won't be used. For the import, none of these columns will be used, because the system will do the calculations itself from there. So we can now just copy all our information here up to there, or even to the end. It doesn't matter now. And then we can go back to the system and say we're now busy batch creating sales invoices. So now under sales invoices, we've created 7 sales invoices with the information from our transaction data that we have in Google Sheets.